How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Felicia.
Nice to meet you. I'm Bree.
Hi, Bree. Is that alright if I address you as Bree throughout the meeting?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So take a seat. So how was traffic on your way here?
There was actually a really big accident. Where all the traffic had to move to one lane, and the traffic was backed up forever, and so it was taking a really long time to get here. But I got here on time.
Good. I'm glad you got here on time.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody's okay in that accident.
Me too.
Yeah. So Bree, what brings you in today?
Well, my husband told me that if I didn't talk to somebody about my drinking, that he was going to take my kids and leave me.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you came in today. Before we get started, do you know what confidentiality is?
Isn't that where you can't tell anybody what I say?
Yeah. So whatever we talk about today won't leave this building unless you tell me that you are feeling like you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else. If we get summons to court for something, or if you tell me that you are thinking about harming a vulnerable adult, such as like a child or something. But otherwise, everything that we talk about today will stay in this building.
Okay.
Yep. Have you ever been to an agency like this before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay. All right. So we do have a meeting set up today for about an hour. We'll talk about, what brought you in today, and once there's like 5 minutes left, we'll kind of recap and see if we want to set up another meeting.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
How often do we meet?
So since you are here voluntarily, it is up to you. So you get to decide if we want to meet once a week or twice every 2 weeks or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it sounds like your husband is the one who pushed you to come in today.
Yeah, he's really sick of me drinking, and it's starting to affect our family, so he really wants me to try to get some help.
Okay. How often do you drink?
I drink every day.
Okay. What does, an average day look like for you when you are drinking?
Well, I have to wake up. I get my kids ready for school. I make them breakfast. I pack their lunches. I bring them to school. I run some errands. I do some things around the house, and then at around 2 o'clock, I start drinking. Bob picks up the kids from school, so I don't have to leave the house after that. And then I normally don't remember going to sleep.
Okay. So when you drink until you black out. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, can you tell me a little bit more about your relationships with your kids?
It could be better.
Okay. How's that?
Well, I mean, we had really strong relationships when they were growing up. They needed me. I was their favorite person. And then they all got old and had to go to school. So Bob and I decided that we were going to have another child. It took us a while to get pregnant, but when we finally did, I carried my baby to 8 months, and I had a stillborn birth, so we lost him. And I think that was really hard on everybody.
Wow, Bree. That is unimaginable. I am going to give you a second because that's tragic.
And I just feel like ever since that loss, I've just been really depressed, and I feel really guilty.
It's definitely understandable. Are you feeling depressed today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 you're feeling at your lowest and 10 you're feeling at your highest, what do you think you're feeling today?
I'm probably at a 7.
Okay. What does a 7 look like to you?
Well, I mean, I was given an ultimatum by my husband. He was going to take my kids away. I'm feeling so much pain and so much guilt over losing my baby. I feel like it's my fault. I had one job, and that was to carry a baby for 9 months, and I couldn't even do that. And so I felt like drinking took all of that away for a little bit. But now, it's getting bad. My kids are noticing, and my husband's giving me, he's going to take him away if I don't have it fixed. So, I mean, that's why I'm depressed.
So it sounds like if you continue to use drinking as your coping mechanisms to feel all this guilt that you're having about losing your baby, um, you could end up losing the rest of your family as well.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Wow, Bree. So you've been through something pretty unimaginable, um, but here you are today. Uh, that takes a lot of courage, and I truly admire you for that. Um, I am curious to know, has there ever been a time in your life where you have been sober?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had kids back to back to back. So my oldest is 8. So I mean, that's 9 years that I never drank. I was raising them, trying to be the best mom that I could possibly be. I breastfed, so you don't drink when you're breastfeeding. I knew that in order for my kids to grow up healthy, that I needed to be aware and there for them. So I mean, I never even thought about drinking.
So it was easy for you to stay sober for those 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you were sober for 9 years, which is really encouraging to me because it shows that, there was a time in your life where you were able to stay sober. So, Bree, I want to kind of ask you a strange question. Do you consider yourself an imaginative person?
I mean, yeah, having 3 kids, it's kind of a requirement.
Right. Okay. So I want you to think about today. You leave this meeting, you drive home, you get home, you go to sleep. All right. During the night while you're sleeping, a miracle happens. Okay. But you don't know that this miracle happens. All right. So now you wake up in the morning, not knowing that this miracle happened. What would be the first thing that you notice that would tell you that a miracle has happened?
I would probably wake up refreshed and not hungover. Normally, my husband has to wake me up in the morning because I don't wake up from my alarms. So I would probably wake up without a hangover or without even have had a nightmare about the birth.
Tell me about something that you would see.
My children would come into bed with me and we would cuddle before I had to get them ready for school.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What would be something that you think your husband would notice that would tell him that something has changed?
Probably wouldn't be so rushed and I would be smiling and laughing with my kids.
Good. So I want you to come back to the here and now. And now that you've been able to imagine that happiness and what it would feel like, how are you feeling?
I mean, it sounds nice, but it's also really scary for me because I feel like me having all of this happiness would mean that I forget about my baby.
So, what do you think would be a way where we can still remember your baby, but also a way that would allow you to get your life back?
I mean, when we lost him, it became a really personal thing for me. It was really hard. I felt like it was my fault. I couldn't carry a baby for 9 months, and that was my one job. So I mean, I kind of kept to myself and pushed my family away, and we didn't even get to name him. So I think it's always been in the back of my mind that we should name him to give us someone to talk about.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. Do you think that you could sit down and, talk to your family and, understand their emotions, their feelings, where they're coming from? You could let them know how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And, giving the baby a name, would that possibly give you some closure?
I think so, and I think as a family that's what we need. We need to talk because, like I said, I don't really even know how they're feeling about it. I made it a really private thing for myself. So I think talking with them and giving him a name would give us all healing. Yeah.
Okay. So Bree, you know, it sounds to me like you're holding on to all this guilt from losing your baby, and that's when alcohol comes in as your coping mechanism to let go of some of that guilt. Um, I do want to let you know that I've worked in this agency for a while, and I've worked with other clients who have lost somebody. Um, so you're not alone. I do think we should look at a goal that we can set for the next time you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's try to establish just a small goal. What do you think would be the best goal for you?
I mean, I really want to focus on communicating with my family, sitting down and talking with them about all of this and how they're feeling, and I really want to give the baby a name.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's an excellent start. It sounds to me that you want to sit down with your family and talk to them about how everybody's feeling and possibly give the baby a name. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the goal that I want to set for myself.
All right. Okay. So Bree, we only have about 5 minutes left. So I just want to ask you, is there anything that we maybe didn't address in this meeting that you'd want to talk about at the next meeting?
No, I'm just anxious to sit down and talk with my family.
All right, all right. And after today, how are you feeling about everything? Do you?
I thought I would leave here feeling worse than I felt coming in, but I don't, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that makes me really happy. All right, Bree. Well, the next meeting is up to you. You can go talk with the receptionist at the desk and set up the next meeting. And then if there's anything that happens within the next time frame that we meet, don't hesitate to call me. If I don't answer right away, it probably means I'm in a meeting with somebody else. But leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can.
Okay.
And I hope that everything goes well with you and
Okay.
your family.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Take care, Bree.
Thanks.